In this video, I want to take the model we talked about before, and I just want to move forwards with this surface here and kind of talk about what to avoid and how to build a very complicated surface relatively quickly. So the first thing I want you to notice for this particular model is that there's actually what we call a bad surface right there. So if I show the points, and you can show the points by clicking here, or you can press F10. But so looking at the points, you can see that there is a single point here, which means your UV orientation goes to a single point, making it a bad surface. So you always want to avoid this type of surface. Now, in this particular case, there's really no reason to do that. But sometimes as you're modeling it, it just happens, and that's completely fine. You know, you can go back later and refine this type of surface. So it's fine. So I'll go into it and show you exactly how you can quickly fix it. So I'm going to speed up the video, but basically what you would do here is find the profile. So we don't need this because we can get the profile from this edge. So the first thing I'm going to do is hide everything else because I just want to look at that profile. I'm going to go here and hide everything that is not selected. Now I'm going to duplicate the edge. And looking at it, I can determine what I'm looking at. So again, pressing F10 to look at the points. Okay. I don't really like the way it looks, so I'm going to go back and untrim all and look at it as a full curve. Now you can see the person who did this really tried to cut corners by creating a single curve that wraps around as opposed to cutting it here. Trying to do a lot with only one curve, which sometimes it's okay. In this particular case, I think it's going to create more problems. Okay, so we've got the curve we want. For now, I'm just going to show the model, and let's see, press the points. Okay, I'm just going to simplify this curve by clicking on it and trim this. Just going to delete these points. So for some reason the video stopped recording at this time, so it skipped forwards, but basically all I did was do some work on that curve, refine it so it looks really smooth, and then I made an extrusion, mirrored the extrusion to the other side of the object, and for the sides all I did was revolve the same profile I used for the extrusion and revolve it 180 degrees. Now the problem is this doesn't intersect perfectly with this. So our two surfaces, or I should say this surface and the joined surfaces we had created before, they no longer intersect. So one way we could fix that is by moving this surface outwards. So I'm actually changing the design. I'm making it less recessed than it was before. If it was important for me to go in further, then I would have to rebuild the curve and make it go in further. That would be the ideal way to do it. But for the sake of a demo, I don't want to waste more time rebuilding everything. So all I'm going to do is trim the inside surface using this outside surface. And an easier way to trim it would be trimming it from the inside, and then you can just simply trim the outside corners. And that's it. So now we have a nice clean concave surface. We can join that, and that's basically it. Now if you wanted the inside to be nice and smooth, what you can do is just add a fillet edge. And in most cases, the fillet edge is going to give you good results. So if we join everything and use a fillet edge, it's not joining for some reason. Let's see, join everything. and it's not joined. Yeah, it's not joined because I forgot to trim everything that goes on the inside. So you can see there's a small surface that protrudes inside the object. So now I should be able to join both surfaces. Yeah, here we go. So at this point you should be able to make a fillet edge. And I'm gonna make it slightly bigger because it doesn't make sense to make such a small rounded edge on the inside. Yeah, that looks a lot better in my opinion. So once you have this type of surface, we can go in, show everything, and we want to combine this complex shape with this surface. One thing I should mention is the way we created this surface, it is technically a process which you would refer to as compound surface development. And the reason for that is because the way we are building this concave surface and the way it intersects with this complicated surface, and then the way we're creating this simple fillet, it results in complex compound surfaces. But so moving forwards with this object, you can see that it intersects, and it doesn't really intersect enough. There's not much of an intersection between these objects. So the first thing I would do is move this entire object in, and again I'm changing the design slightly. So if this was a problem, then I would rebuild the entire thing and make sure it extends further. But again, for the sake of this demo, I would just click on this one and trim it as it is. Just make everything quick and easy for myself by using the existing geometry as it is. Now I'm going to do the opposite and trim the surface here that intersects there, and yeah, and that's it. So this is how I would recommend doing this type of more complex surfaces. Now you can keep it as a sharp edge here, or again, if you wanted to, you can simply join both of these objects or poly surfaces, and you can use a fillet edge to round off the transition in between, create some kind of transitional surface in between. So we can crank it up to something like 2, because otherwise it's not going to be very noticeable if it's too small. So we'll go in and check if it actually works. And as you can see, it does work. It's recognizing the whole thing as a solid object with really nice, clean, closed off edges. This is here because it was a surface used for the thickness. It was on the inside of the object. And honestly, we don't need it for now, so I'll just delete this surface. But so you can see how this process would be used to create some really, really nice clean surfaces, really nice highlights. And it's not very difficult to achieve this type of surfaces. You just have to spend the time, make sure you overbuild your surfaces so that they intersect, and go back and forth between trimming and building fillets and taking a flat surface, making sure it's concave if that's your design intent, and making sure everything is trimmed correctly to get this nice clean object. So I hope this was helpful and that this answers a few questions about creating compound surfaces for this type of relatively complex objects.